Guys, this is another tutorial on how to use drum rack or impulse and basically split the sounds so that they are in each individual channel. So when you go to mix down your track, you rather than mixing the entire drum section of the song, you can mix down just the kick or just the clap and add individual reverb to each one. So let's get started. Basically, this is what it looks like when you first start. Possibly this is under sounds or something. You would want to make an audio channel and then also a MIDI channel, which is Apple Shift T, or you can just come up here to create and hit insert MIDI track. So just for organization, I'm going to put my MIDI track above my audio channel, and let's get a impulse or drum rack. This works either way for both of the instruments. So now that we have our impulse, I just dragged it from here. I didn't really grab any of these because the sounds are kind of weird. And this is a blank slate, so now you can go into either your samples or your own personal samples folder and find some sound. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a random kick, a random snare, and a closed hi-hat. Why not? And you know what, just for the hell of it, let's grab a stab. Cool, so now we have our sounds. That one's funny. So let me go ahead and draw in some MIDI, a MIDI clip, just so we can get some sound going through. So basically, I'm going to highlight this section, right click, insert MIDI clip, or Command Shift M, which is also Apple Shift M, and just drag this over so it loops. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not going to make it loop. I'm going to go ahead and just loop this section here. Command L. And let's get some sounds going. So we're at 120 BPM. Wow, this is going to be the shortest loop in the world. I'll just do this. Make it a little easier on the ears. Grab my pencil tool. Okay, cool. And now let's add that snare. And another thing, this is clipping like crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at -8. Sorry, people with headphones on. And I'm going to go ahead and add a up. Okay, cool, that works. We're probably going to not use that sound. So now that we have this, you can see that it's all over here just coming through one channel. It's still clipping, which is definitely something you do not want to do, but I don't care right now. And so now with the audio channel, what we're going to do with this, these are your ins and outs. And from extension in, you're actually going to want to take it from impulse. And then here, you can see that you're already getting some feedback in this meter. Basically, you're going to press this and find I want the kick from the impulse. And now you can see that it's not playing through because the audio is going through here, but it's set to off. And if I set it to in, now it's playing and it's really loud again. So now this is set individually. So now we can even just go ahead and duplicate this, however many drums we have, and just select the snare and select the closed hi-hat. Make sure that they're all set to in, and then make sure that they're all turned down. And boom, just like that, you have everything in its own individual channel. So it's a lot easier to mix. And now you can see that there's nothing going through here. But if I turn this off, it doesn't really do anything. It's just basically triggering the sounds within itself, and you technically don't need this on at all. So this is that, and the reason you would want to do this is so maybe you want to fatten up that snare and give it like a reverb. Let's just give it some ambience medium. I believe this one's my snare. Cool, and then maybe you want like, I don't know, a flanger or something dumb on the hi-hat. And that way you can add these individual sounds without messing up the entire drum rack. So you don't add a flanger to the kick and the snare, or you don't add a reverb to the kick and the hi-hat. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a matter of working with your ins and your outs. And make sure they all go to master. Another good tip for this is, say these were 2 snares. You can go ahead and put these in a group and then just name your group snares, and then add like maybe a glue compressor or something just to kind of really tighten and fatten them up together, and then do the same thing with your kicks. And it's just a matter of going into Impulse, grabbing your sounds, putting them here, and you can even adjust, you know, your sounds from within itself in here. Like you have a transposition. Oh, this is for the whole entire drum rack. Sorry, this one right here. It's just basically you're making a mixer for this rather than having to do everything within here and have very limited, I guess, creativity, you can say. All right, well, if you guys have any more questions, send me an email or just a message or a comment, and I'll try to respond as quick as I can. Cool. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye.